Attraction is often misunderstood. Many believe that to connect with others, they must pursue relentlessly, offer constant attention, or shape themselves to meet expectations. This approach rarely produces genuine connections and can create imbalance, tension, or frustration. True attraction, however, does not rely on chasing. It emerges naturally when presence, authenticity, and awareness align. The first principle is personal clarity. When people are drawn to individuals who maintain a clear sense of identity, purpose, and values. This clarity does not mean rigidity or arrogance. It means understanding who you are, what you stand for, and how you engage with others. When you operate from this grounded position, others are more likely to feel drawn toward you because your confidence communicates stability and integrity. Consistency matters. Reliable behavior, thoughtful communication, and predictable values create trust. And people are naturally attracted to those who demonstrate stability and ethical conduct. This is not about controlling perception or shaping an image. It is about cultivating habits and behaviors that align with your authentic self. Consistency increases the likelihood that your presence is appreciated and sought after without overt pursuit. Attention without overinvestment is another key factor. Observing and engaging with others thoughtfully, without overcommitting energy or attention, allows connections to form organically. By maintaining healthy boundaries and respecting personal space, you demonstrate self-respect and encourage mutual interest. Attraction grows in proportion to the balance between presence and independence. Strategic visibility enhances natural attraction. Being present in environments where your interests, talents, and values are visible increases the probability of meaningful connections. Whether in professional circles, social settings, or creative communities, your authentic contributions signal value without requiring active pursuit. Presence combined with substance invites attention naturally. Energy and demeanor are subtle but powerful. Calm composure, attentive listening, and thoughtful responsiveness create a magnetic effect. People are drawn to those who manage their own energy effectively, respond rather than react, and engage without tension or overexertion. Ethical awareness ensures that attraction is built on clarity and respect, not manipulation or coercion. Mutual curiosity fosters engagement. Attraction thrives in environments where interest is reciprocal and exploration is natural. Rather than chasing, encourage shared experiences, conversations, and exchanges that allow natural curiosity to guide interaction. Probabilistic observation, not assumption or demand, helps you recognize interest and respond appropriately, reinforcing authentic connection. Visual direction. Imagine cinematic scenes that communicate presence and subtle attraction. A person walking confidently through a sunlit city street, engaging in conversation with calm focus. Small gatherings where laughter and attention naturally shift toward them. Quiet moments of reflection in a cozy environment, signaling depth and authenticity. Use soft lighting, natural motion, and unobtrusive background elements to communicate effortless presence. Attraction without chasing is not about strategy in the manipulative sense. It is about self-mastery, clarity, and probabilistic awareness. When you focus on personal growth, authentic presence, and thoughtful engagement, connections arise naturally. Those drawn to you do so because of your consistent authenticity, not because of pressure, pursuit, or performance. This audiobook will guide you through practical steps, observations, and ethical approaches to cultivating magnetic presence, encouraging mutual curiosity, and attracting people without the need to chase. By integrating clarity, consistency, and attention to probabilistic cues, you can foster authentic connections that last, enrich your personal and professional life, and align with strategic, respectful engagement. Chapter 1. Cultivating Presence and authenticity. Attraction, without chasing, begins with a simple, yet often overlooked principle: presence. Presence is the ability to be fully engaged in the current moment while projecting clarity, composure, and confidence. People are drawn not to desperation or performance, but to individuals who maintain awareness of themselves and their surroundings. Cultivating presence requires practice, self-reflection, and consistency, all of which create a natural magnetic effect. The foundation of presence is self-awareness. Understanding your values, strengths, and preferences allows you to interact with others without overcompensating or seeking validation. When you are attuned to your own priorities, you communicate stability and confidence. This does not mean rigid self-focus. Rather, it is a calm understanding of who you are and how you engage with the world. Individuals who possess this clarity tend to attract attention naturally, as others sense authenticity and reliability. Authenticity amplifies presence. People are inherently drawn to those who act in accordance with their beliefs and principles, rather than attempting to conform to expectations. Authenticity signals integrity and self-respect, two qualities that increase the likelihood of meaningful connection. For instance, someone who expresses genuine curiosity during conversation or shares insights based on personal experience projects a sincerity that encourages others to respond positively. Ethical attraction is grounded in this sincerity, not in pretense or performance. Non-verbal communication reinforces presence. Posture, gestures, and facial expressions are subtle signals that convey composure, confidence, and attentiveness. Standing or sitting with relaxed yet upright posture, maintaining appropriate eye contact, and offering measured gestures all communicate self-assurance without appearing domineering or anxious. Observing how these cues are received by others, without judgment or assumption, allows you to adjust naturally and maintain balanced engagement. Calm energy and composure are particularly compelling. People are more likely to be drawn to those who manage their energy effectively, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Composure does not imply emotional suppression. It means awareness of internal states and deliberate regulation of responses. For example, remaining patient in the face of disagreement or navigating interruptions gracefully signals self-control and presence. Ethical engagement ensures that this composure supports connection rather than intimidation or influence. Strategic attentiveness enhances interaction. Active listening, mindful observation, and engagement with curiosity signal respect and interest without overextension. By focusing on what others express and responding thoughtfully, you create an environment where attraction emerges naturally. This attentiveness is probabilistic. It increases the likelihood of positive connection, but does not guarantee reactions, maintaining an ethical and realistic approach to interaction. Boundaries strengthen presence. Being available without being overcommitted, approachable without overextending, communicates respect for both your own time and the space of others. Boundaries demonstrate self-respect, which in turn encourages respect from others. People are more likely to be drawn to individuals who maintain balance, as this signals stability, clarity, and reliability. Chasing often undermines attraction because it projects dependence, whereas boundaries promote curiosity and mutual engagement. Consistency over time is essential. Presence, authenticity, and composure are most effective when maintained across different situations and interactions. People notice when behavior is predictable in its integrity. Consistency communicates reliability without requiring explicit effort or attention-seeking. For example, consistently demonstrating attentiveness in conversations, thoughtful responses to feedback, and calm engagement during high-pressure situations builds credibility and enhances natural attraction. Reflective practice develops presence further. After interactions, consider what you observed about your behavior and the responses of others. Did your posture, tone and attentiveness align with your intentions? Did your presence encourage curiosity or open engagement? Reflection reinforces probabilistic awareness and supports continuous improvement, allowing you to refine your natural magnetism ethically and strategically. Authentic confidence is distinct from arrogance. Confidence grounded in skill, knowledge, and composure attracts without chasing. Arrogance or forced charm, on the other hand, may provoke resistance or disinterest. By cultivating real competence in areas of interest, paired with calm presence, you increase the likelihood of drawing people naturally. Competence, when combined with authenticity, signals value without coercion or performance. Integration of multiple elements, self-awareness, authenticity, composure, attentiveness, and boundaries, creates the foundation for ethical, natural attraction. Each element reinforces the others, producing a coherent presence that is noticeable without being forced. When you maintain this integration, interactions flow smoothly, curiosity is encouraged, and connections form organically. Practical application includes social gatherings, professional settings, and casual encounters. In a professional meeting, for instance, projecting calm presence, actively listening, and responding thoughtfully draws attention to your insights without overt effort. In social settings, expressing genuine curiosity, maintaining composure, and respecting space encourages others to approach naturally. Across all contexts, attraction emerges from integration rather than pursuit, supporting ethical and sustainable connections. Ultimately, cultivating presence and authenticity is the first step in attracting people without chasing them. It requires self-awareness, composure, attentiveness, consistency, and reflection, and it all applied in a probabilistic and ethical framework. By developing these qualities, you create a magnetic effect that encourages others to seek engagement organically, ensuring that connections are based on authenticity, mutual respect, and meaningful interaction. Presence is the silent signal of value. It communicates confidence, reliability, and approachability without words, pressure, or effort. When paired with authenticity and ethical awareness, and it becomes the foundation for natural attraction, enabling you to draw others without chasing, demanding, or performing. Chapter 2. Building magnetic confidence. Magnetic attraction begins with confidence, but not the kind that demands attention or forces recognition. True, magnetic confidence is subtle, ethical, and grounded in self-awareness. It is an internal quality that others perceive naturally without requiring you to chase, persuade, or overexert energy. The foundation of confidence is competence and capability. People are drawn to those who demonstrate skill, knowledge, or expertise in their areas of interest. This does not mean flaunting accomplishments or forcing admiration. It means engaging fully in your pursuits, developing abilities, and allowing competence to show naturally. Competence communicates value without pressure, creating an ethical form of attraction that encourages respect and curiosity. Self-respect reinforces confidence. Individuals who understand their worth and maintain boundaries project assurance without aggression. Self-respect communicates that you value yourself, which in turn encourages others to value and seek your presence. It is important to note that this respect must be balanced with openness. Confidence does not mean exclusivity or arrogance, but a measured presence that invites engagement. Non-verbal cues amplify magnetic confidence. Posture, gaze, gestures, eye and tone all convey composure and self-assurance. A relaxed stance, measured eye contact, and controlled vocal tone signal stability and confidence without the need for dominance or performance. Subtlety is key. Confidence is often more about what is not said than what is overtly displayed. Overcompensation, such as exaggerated gestures or forced charm, may reduce natural attraction by signaling insecurity or neediness. Emotional regulation supports attraction. Individuals who manage their internal states, remaining calm under pressure and composed during challenging interactions, demonstrate reliability and stability. Emotional composure is not suppression, it is awareness and deliberate management of reactions. People are naturally drawn to those who navigate challenges with patience and poise, as this suggests resilience and thoughtfulness, enhancing probabilistic social appeal. Authenticity underpins confidence. Confidence combined with authenticity is magnetic, whereas confidence divorced from sincerity can appear arrogant or contrived. Acting consistently with personal values and communicating honestly establishes trust. People are more likely to engage with someone who reflects clarity and integrity, increasing the likelihood of meaningful and lasting connections. Probabilistic awareness enhances confidence, as understanding that not all interactions will result in attraction or connection allows for flexibility and resilience. This mindset reduces the urge to chase or force engagement, as confidence is maintained regardless of immediate outcomes. Ethical confidence acknowledges uncertainty and operates within realistic social dynamics, reinforcing natural attraction without pressure. Micro-behaviors convey self-assurance. Simple actions, such as steady pacing, deliberate gestures, calm vocal modulation, and consistent eye contact, communicate confidence subtly. Observing how these behaviors are received allows for real-time adjustment, increasing the probability of positive interaction without overt performance. Over time, these micro-behaviors become habitual, reinforcing natural magnetism. Balancing approachability and self-assurance is essential. People are drawn to those who are confident but accessible, knowledgeable but open. Excessive reserve may create distance, and while over-enthusiasm can signal neediness, the optimal balance communicates value while inviting engagement. Probabilistic observation of responses allows you to refine this balance ethically, ensuring connections arise naturally. Integration with personal presence strengthens attraction. Confidence alone is insufficient if it is not accompanied by awareness, attentiveness, and authenticity. When confidence is integrated with presence, being fully engaged, listening actively, and responding thoughtfully, it amplifies natural magnetism. The combined effect encourages others to approach voluntarily rather than requiring pursuit. Reflective practice builds consistent confidence. After social or professional interactions, consider how your demeanor, energy, and approach influenced engagement. Identify moments where confidence was effectively communicated and areas where composure or authenticity could be strengthened. But this iterative reflection reinforces skill development, increases situational awareness, and supports ethical application of attraction principles. Practical applications include professional networking, social gatherings, and personal relationships. In a professional setting, demonstrating competence, composure, and ethical assertiveness naturally draws attention to your ideas and contributions. In social settings, calm engagement, authentic curiosity, and balanced energy encourage others to gravitate toward you voluntarily. Across all scenarios, confidence functions as an attractor rather than a pursuer, fostering meaningful connections without overextension. Long-term cultivation of magnetic confidence requires continuous self-awareness, skill development, and ethical attention to social cues. Confidence grows from competence, emotional regulation, authenticity, and reflection. By practicing these principles consistently, you create an environment where people are naturally drawn to your presence, enhancing both personal and professional relationships. Ultimately, magnetic confidence is the bridge between presence and attraction. It allows you to engage ethically, respond probabilistically, and invite connection without chasing. When combined with awareness, authenticity, and composure, confidence becomes a powerful yet subtle force that encourages others to seek engagement naturally, or laying the foundation for genuine, lasting relationships. Chapter 3. The Art of Nonverbal Communication. Attracting people without chasing them relies heavily on nonverbal communication. Words carry meaning, but much of human interaction is conveyed through gestures, posture, tone, and energy. Mastering nonverbal signals allows you to project confidence, approachability, and authenticity, creating natural attraction without overt effort or pursuit. And the first principle of nonverbal communication is posture and stance. A relaxed, upright posture signals stability, self-assurance, and presence. People are naturally drawn to individuals who appear balanced and grounded. Conversely, slouched or closed-off body language may project insecurity or disinterest, diminishing natural attraction. Maintaining an open posture, shoulders back, chest slightly lifted, and arms relaxed, communicates confidence without words. Or facial expressions are subtle but powerful cues. A calm, attentive expression encourages approachability, while a forced smile or exaggerated expression may feel artificial. Micro-expressions, brief, involuntary facial movements, can indicate interest, curiosity, or engagement. While these signals are probabilistic indicators rather than guarantees, paying attention to them enhances situational awareness and supports ethical communication. Eye contact plays a central role in nonverbal influence. Appropriate eye contact communicates confidence, attentiveness, and sincerity. Too little eye contact may appear evasive, while excessive staring can feel intimidating. Observing others' gaze patterns and adjusting accordingly increases the likelihood of positive engagement. Ethical eye contact respects personal boundaries while signaling interest and presence. Gestures and hand movements reinforce communication. Deliberate, fluid gestures convey thoughtfulness and clarity. Avoid fidgeting or repetitive motions, which can signal anxiety or overcompensation. Simple, open-handed gestures communicate honesty and openness, subtly attracting others without verbal effort. Combining gestures with measured verbal communication enhances credibility and approachability. Tone of voice carries nuanced meaning beyond the literal words spoken. Calm, steady, and measured speech projects composure and reliability. Variations in pitch, pace, and volume convey emphasis, engagement, and attentiveness. Speaking too quickly or with excessive fluctuation may reduce clarity, while monotone delivery can seem disengaged. Observing how tone is received and adjusting probabilistically improves communication and attraction without coercion. Proxemics, the use of personal space, influences comfort and receptivity. Maintaining appropriate distance demonstrates respect for boundaries while signaling openness. Too much proximity may cause discomfort, while excessive distance can appear detached. Awareness of spatial cues allows for subtle adjustments that encourage approachability and engagement in a balanced, ethical manner. Energy and presence are transmitted non-verbally. People respond to the intensity, calmness, or focus projected by your demeanor. Maintaining composed energy creates a magnetic effect. Individuals are naturally drawn to those who convey stability and thoughtful engagement. Ethical attraction relies on projecting positive energy without attempting to manipulate or dominate the emotional state of others. Mirroring and subtle alignment enhance connection. Reflecting body language or tone in a measured, respectful manner fosters rapport and comfort. This is not a tool for manipulation, but a probabilistic technique to increase alignment and mutual understanding. For example, lightly matching posture or gestures can signal empathy and attentiveness, encouraging natural engagement. Observation of feedback cues is essential. Non-verbal communication is interactive, not one-sided. Observing reactions to your gestures, tone, and presence allows you to adjust behavior in real time. Probabilistic observation ensures that adjustments are informed, ethical, and responsive rather than coercive or controlling. Consistency between verbal and non-verbal signals strengthens authenticity. When words align with gestures, posture, tone, and energy, our credibility increases. Contradictions between speech and body language reduce trust and diminish natural attraction. Ethical, non-verbal communication requires awareness of this alignment and reflection on how signals are perceived. Context shapes non-verbal interpretation. Social, cultural, and environmental factors influence how body language, gestures, and expressions are received. Sensitivity to context ensures that signals are appropriate and positively received. For example, a gesture acceptable in one cultural setting may be misinterpreted in another. Probabilistic awareness of these nuances enhances ethical interaction. Practice enhances subtlety. Non-verbal communication improves through mindful repetition and observation. Reviewing interactions, noting responses to gestures, posture, and tone, and refining behaviors develops fluency in signaling presence, approachability, and authenticity. With this iterative practice strengthens probabilistic influence without reliance on verbal persuasion or chasing. Practical application includes social events, professional meetings, and casual encounters. In networking, non-verbal signals like calm posture, attentive expressions, and moderate eye contact attract engagement and build credibility. In personal settings, gestures, tone, and energy create approachable space that encourages organic interaction. Across all scenarios, a non-verbal mastery allows attraction to occur naturally, ethically, and sustainably. Integration with presence and confidence multiplies effectiveness. Non-verbal communication alone can signal interest, but when combined with composure, clarity, and authentic self-awareness, it produces a cohesive, magnetic effect. People are drawn not to chasing, but to consistent alignment between behavior, energy, and presence. Ultimately, nonverbal communication is a silent language of attraction. And mastering gestures, posture, tone, energy, and spatial awareness allows you to draw people without pursuit, pressure, or performance. Ethical practice ensures that your signals communicate authenticity, attentiveness, and confidence, fostering connections that arise naturally, probabilistically, and sustainably. Chapter 4. The Power of Emotional Intelligence. Attracting people without chasing them is not solely about presence, confidence, or nonverbal signals. A key factor that underpins magnetic influence is emotional intelligence, the ability to perceive, understand, and respond to emotions, both your own and others. Emotional intelligence enhances your interactions, strengthens rapport, and increases the probability of natural attraction, all while maintaining ethical boundaries. Self-awareness is the first pillar of emotional intelligence. Understanding your own feelings, triggers, and behavioral tendencies allows you to regulate responses and communicate more effectively. For example, recognizing impatience or frustration in yourself helps prevent reactive behavior that may inadvertently push people away. By maintaining self-control, you project composure and reliability, qualities that others find appealing. Self-awareness is not about perfection. It is about understanding patterns and responding thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Empathy is central to attraction. Empathy involves recognizing and appreciating the emotions of others without judgment or assumption. Ethical empathy allows you to respond in ways that encourage engagement without attempting to manipulate. For instance, noticing subtle signs of discomfort in a conversation and adjusting your approach demonstrates attentiveness and care, which increases the likelihood of positive interaction. Empathy also fosters trust, as people naturally gravitate toward individuals who acknowledge and respect their feelings. Emotional regulation supports consistent presence. Individuals who can maintain balance in their own emotional state are more likely to attract others organically. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather observing and guiding them in ways that preserve composure. Calm, measured responses to challenging situations signal maturity, thoughtfulness, and reliability. But these qualities increase the probability that people will seek your presence, not because of pressure or persuasion, but because of the stability you convey. Social perception is the ability to read emotions and intentions probabilistically. This skill allows you to notice subtle changes in expression, tone, or posture that indicate likely reactions. Probabilistic observation differs from assumption. It involves noticing tendencies and adjusting behavior thoughtfully. For example, recognizing that someone responds positively to attentive listening allows you to maintain an approach that encourages mutual engagement. Probabilistic awareness respects autonomy and avoids overconfidence in interpretation. Adaptability enhances attraction. Emotional intelligence enables you to adjust your communication and presence to different social contexts while maintaining authenticity. Being flexible in tone, energy, and engagement style allows others to feel comfortable and respected. Adaptability also prevents overextension or forced effort, ensuring that attraction arises naturally rather than from chasing or manipulation. Active listening reinforces emotional intelligence. Listening with intention, focusing on verbal content, tone, and non-verbal cues, demonstrates respect and interest. People are drawn to those who genuinely understand them. Listening also provides information for probabilistic adjustment of your own behavior, by enabling responses that align with observed emotional states. Ethical, active listening ensures that engagement is mutually beneficial rather than self-serving. Recognizing emotional patterns strengthens insight. Over time, individuals display consistent tendencies in how they react to situations, express preferences, or handle stress. Observing these patterns allows you to anticipate likely responses in a probabilistic, non-absolute way. For example, someone who generally responds calmly to constructive feedback is likely to maintain composure in future discussions, but exceptions remain possible. Recognizing patterns enhances understanding while preserving ethical engagement. Integration of emotional intelligence with presence and nonverbal communication amplifies natural attraction. Self-awareness, empathy, and social perception provide context to behaviors, gestures, and energy, allowing interactions to flow smoothly. When you combine these elements with composure, authenticity, and attentive nonverbal cues, people are drawn organically rather than through effortful pursuit. Managing emotional boundaries is another essential element. Being attuned to emotions does not require absorbing or controlling the feelings of others. Maintaining healthy emotional boundaries protects your energy and ensures that engagement is balanced. Ethical practice involves responsiveness, not manipulation or over-identification, preserving both your well-being and the autonomy of others. Practical applications of emotional intelligence include personal relationships, professional interactions, and social networking. In personal settings, recognizing moods and responding with empathy encourages connection without pressure. In professional environments, reading team dynamics and adjusting communication probabilistically supports collaboration and influence without coercion. Across contexts, emotional intelligence allows you to attract engagement through understanding and responsiveness rather than chasing attention. Reflective practice deepens emotional intelligence. After interactions, review observed emotional cues, your responses, and the outcomes. Consider what worked, what could be refined, and how patterns may inform future engagement. Reflection builds probabilistic insight, enhances self-regulation, and strengthens ethical influence over time. Ultimately, emotional intelligence is a core driver of natural attraction. By cultivating self-awareness, empathy, emotional regulation, social perception, and adaptability, you create interactions that invite engagement organically. People are drawn to those who are present, responsive, and emotionally attuned, not because they chase or pressure, but because they provide clarity, stability, and understanding. When combined with presence, confidence, and non-verbal mastery, emotional intelligence forms a powerful framework for attracting people ethically, It allows you to navigate diverse social contexts with composure, communicate effectively, and foster meaningful connections that emerge naturally. Mastery of emotional intelligence does not guarantee outcomes, but it significantly increases the probability of attraction, mutual respect, and sustained engagement. Chapter 5. The Role of Curiosity and Authentic Interest. Attraction without chasing relies not only on presence, confidence, nonverbal communication, and emotional intelligence, but also on genuine curiosity. People are naturally drawn to those who show authentic interest in their thoughts, experiences, and perspectives. This form of engagement increases the probability of connection without exerting pressure or performing. Curiosity signals attentiveness, respect. It's an openness, qualities that invite interaction organically. Curiosity begins with listening. Engaging actively with what others say demonstrates attention and encourages reciprocal interest. Listening attentively allows you to notice details, patterns, and preferences that inform your interactions. It is important to observe without judgment or assumption, interpreting information probabilistically. For example, if a colleague consistently mentions specific topics during conversation, showing thoughtful attention to these subjects indicates genuine interest without appearing manipulative. Asking thoughtful questions reinforces curiosity. Questions should be open-ended, inviting exploration rather than interrogation. They signal engagement and attentiveness while respecting autonomy. For instance, asking, "What inspired that approach?" or "How did you develop that perspective?" encourages discussion and deepens rapport. Ethical curiosity enhances mutual understanding and increases the likelihood of organic connection. Balancing curiosity with respect for boundaries is essential. While genuine interest is attractive, over-inquisitiveness or invasive questioning may create discomfort or resistance. Observing verbal and nonverbal cues, such as hesitation, tone, or posture, provides probabilistic insight into receptiveness. Adjusting the depth or direction of conversation accordingly preserves comfort and encourages engagement without coercion. Demonstrating shared curiosity creates mutual attraction. Engaging with others' interests in a way that reflects your own genuine curiosity establishes common ground. For example, exploring a topic together or exchanging experiences promotes collaboration and rapport. Shared curiosity encourages reciprocal attention, making connections more likely to emerge naturally rather than through pursuit. Curiosity combined with self-awareness increases authenticity. When your interest aligns with your genuine values, passions, and experiences, engagement feels natural rather than performative. Authentic curiosity communicates integrity, signaling that your interest is motivated by respect and attentiveness rather than obligation or manipulation. And this alignment fosters trust and encourages people to seek interaction voluntarily. Observing probabilistic patterns enhances your curiosity. By noticing recurring topics, preferences, and behaviors, you can adapt questions and engagement strategies in ways that increase the likelihood of meaningful interaction. However, probabilistic observation does not guarantee response. It provides informed guidance for ethical, responsive communication. Energy management supports sustained curiosity. Engaging with others authentically requires attentiveness, composure, and presence. Managing your own energy ensures that curiosity remains genuine rather than forced. Calm, focused engagement signals interest while maintaining balance, increasing the probability of attracting people organically. Non-verbal reinforcement enhances curiosity. Gestures, facial expressions, and posture communicate attentiveness and interest. Leaning slightly forward, nodding subtly, or maintaining appropriate eye contact signals engagement. These non-verbal cues work in tandem with verbal curiosity, strengthening natural attraction without pressure or chasing. Avoiding overinvestment protects autonomy. Genuine curiosity does not mean prioritizing others' responses over your own well-being or independence. Maintaining personal boundaries ensures that interactions remain balanced, ethical, and sustainable. Two people are drawn to individuals who show interest while preserving self-respect, as this conveys both attentiveness and stability. Reflective curiosity deepens understanding. After interactions, consider what responses or topics elicited engagement and interest. Note patterns and probabilistic cues that may inform future interactions. Reflection strengthens insight, enhances ethical engagement, and supports natural attraction without coercion. A practical application in social contexts includes meetings, networking events, and casual conversations. By observing verbal and nonverbal cues, asking thoughtful questions, and balancing attention with autonomy, you create an environment where people feel valued and understood. This probabilistic approach encourages interaction without chasing or overextension, reinforcing authentic connections. Curiosity in professional settings supports influence and collaboration. Understanding colleagues' perspectives, priorities, and communication styles allows for clearer dialogue and productive exchange. Ethical curiosity promotes engagement and enhances credibility without relying on persuasion or pursuit, demonstrating competence and reliability. Integration with previous skills amplifies effectiveness. Curiosity combined with presence, confidence, emotional intelligence, and nonverbal communication creates a cohesive approach that attracts naturally. Each element reinforces the others, ensuring that your engagement is authentic, balanced, and ethically grounded. Ultimately, curiosity is the bridge between attention and attraction. When exercised thoughtfully and ethically, it allows you to engage meaningfully, foster mutual interest, and invite connection organically. People are drawn to those who listen attentively, show genuine interest, and maintain presence without chasing, creating sustainable, authentic relationships. Melwood Chapter 6. Setting boundaries that inspire respect. Attraction without chasing is not just about presence, confidence, and curiosity. It is also grounded in healthy boundaries. Boundaries define the space you occupy, communicate self-respect, and create conditions for authentic engagement. People are naturally drawn to those who demonstrate clarity about their limits while remaining approachable and attentive. Ethical boundaries do not restrict connection, they enhance it by fostering trust, a balance, a mutual respect. The first principle of boundary setting is self-awareness. Before communicating or enforcing boundaries, you must understand your own limits, needs, and preferences. Knowing what is acceptable, tolerable, or uncomfortable in interactions allows you to navigate relationships without overextending or compromising your integrity. For instance, recognizing when excessive requests for attention become draining empowers you to maintain equilibrium without disengaging disrespectfully. Clarity communicates confidence. People are drawn to those who express their expectations and limits with composure and honesty. Boundaries act as a silent signal of self-respect and presence. They indicate that you value your own time, energy, and priorities, which probabilistically increases the likelihood of others valuing your presence as well. Clear boundaries do not create distance. They establish trust by demonstrating reliability and consistency. Consistency is key. Maintaining consistent boundaries across different situations reinforces credibility. Inconsistent behavior, agreeing in one instance and rejecting in another without rationale, can confuse others and diminish natural attraction. Consistency signals integrity as people learn to anticipate your approach, respect your limits, and engage on mutually agreeable terms. Probabilistic observation of responses can guide adjustments while maintaining ethical alignment. Non-verbal cues reinforce boundaries. Your posture, tone, gestures, and facial expressions all contribute to how limits are perceived. Calm composure, measured speech, and deliberate gestures convey clarity and self-assurance. Conversely, hesitation, tension, or avoidance may weaken the effectiveness of boundaries. Subtle and consistent non-verbal communication strengthens the message without creating hostility or defensiveness. Balance approachability with firmness. Setting boundaries does not mean creating emotional walls or deterring engagement. Instead, it involves maintaining accessibility while signaling what is acceptable. People are more likely to be drawn to individuals who respect their own space yet remain responsive and open. This balance encourages natural attraction and reduces the tendency to chase or overextend. Boundaries enhance energy management. Maintaining clear limits ensures that your time, attention, and emotional resources are preserved. Energy management is crucial in ethical attraction because overextension or excessive availability can dilute presence and decrease natural magnetism. By defining when and how engagement occurs, you maintain a consistent, authentic presence that others find attractive. Adaptive boundaries are probabilistic. While core limits remain, flexibility in application allows for responsive interaction. Observing cues, context, and individual needs helps determine when boundaries can be adjusted without compromising integrity. This probabilistic approach increases the likelihood of mutually satisfying engagement, as others perceive both respect and responsiveness. Emotional boundaries protect engagement quality. Being attuned to your emotional thresholds prevents reactive or resentful behavior. For instance, recognizing signs of irritation or fatigue during interaction allows you to pause or adjust engagement appropriately. Emotional self-regulation reinforces composure and reliability, enhancing attraction without chasing or pressuring others. Communicating boundaries ethically involves directness paired with respect. Simple, honest statements such as, "I am unavailable at the moment but happy to connect later," or "I prefer to focus on this task first and then engage," convey limits without creating tension. Clarity reduces misunderstandings and probabilistically increases the likelihood of positive interaction. Integration with presence and confidence amplifies the effect of boundaries. Presence signals engagement, confidence reinforces reliability, and boundaries ensure ethical self-respect. When all elements align, you attract others naturally. People gravitate toward individuals who are self-assured, respectful, and aware of both their own and others' needs. Boundaries in practical scenarios include professional environments, social interactions, and personal relationships. In professional contexts, clearly defining availability, responsibilities, and priorities prevents overcommitment while maintaining approachability. In social or personal contexts, respecting your own needs while showing interest in others' experiences encourages balanced, voluntary engagement. Across all situations, boundaries facilitate attraction by fostering clarity, respect, and trust. Reflective practice strengthens boundaries. After interactions, evaluate whether your limits were maintained, whether adjustments were necessary, and how others responded. Reflection enhances probabilistic awareness of social dynamics, supports self-regulation, and reinforces ethical application of boundaries. Over time, this practice increases the likelihood of forming sustainable, authentic connections. Ultimately, healthy boundaries are the invisible framework of attraction. They communicate value, promote self-respect, and encourage engagement without chasing. When integrated with presence, confidence, non-verbal communication, emotional intelligence, and curiosity, boundaries ensure that relationships are balanced, ethical, and naturally magnetic. People are drawn not to neediness or pressure, but to clarity, consistency, and the integrity conveyed through thoughtful limits. Boundaries transform interactions from obligation to invitation. They reduce overextension, enhance energy, and create conditions where attraction arises organically. By mastering this essential skill, you increase the probability of forming meaningful connections, maintaining ethical engagement, and drawing people towards you effortlessly, and without chasing or coercion. Chapter 7. Creating value without effort. Attracting people without chasing them is not about relentless pursuit or constant attention. It is about creating value naturally. Value in this context refers to the qualities, insights, and presence you bring to interactions, relationships, and environments. Individuals are drawn to those who enrich their experiences without pressure, performance, or expectation. This approach increases the likelihood of authentic engagement while maintaining ethical integrity. The first principle of value creation is self-improvement. Developing skills, knowledge, and personal qualities enhances both confidence and presence. People are often attracted to individuals who demonstrate growth, competence, and dedication to their craft. This does not mean showcasing achievements aggressively, but rather allowing your abilities and character to be visible through natural interaction. Continuous improvement signals self-respect and reliability, which probabilistically encourages others to seek your presence. Offering insight and perspective is another form of value. Thoughtful contributions to conversations, problem-solving, or collaboration communicate competence and engagement without dominating the dialogue. Sharing perspective should be measured and authentic, reflecting your genuine understanding rather than a desire to impress. When executed ethically, insightful contributions attract attention, promote curiosity, and foster engagement without chasing. Authenticity amplifies value. People are more drawn to those whose contributions align with their true beliefs and experiences. Forced advice, exaggerated accomplishments, or performative behavior may create short-term attention but erode credibility over time. Authenticity ensures that your value is perceived naturally, encouraging meaningful and sustainable connections. Subtle leadership increases attraction. Leadership does not require overt authority or dominance. It can emerge through consistent reliability, clear communication, and ethical influence. Taking initiative in discussions, offering support, or modeling composure signals competence and stability. Ethical leadership attracts attention because it provides structure, insight, and clarity, encouraging others to engage voluntarily. Energy management enhances perceived value. Maintaining composed, focused, and positive energy communicates stability and presence. People are more likely to gravitate toward individuals who radiate calm engagement rather than tension or anxiety. Energy, when balanced, becomes a silent form of contribution that invites connection without chasing. Supporting others ethically is a key aspect of value creation. Offering help, guidance, or encouragement should be done without expectation of reciprocation or control. Ethical support fosters goodwill, mutual respect, and organic attraction. For example, mentoring in a professional setting, providing thoughtful feedback, or assisting in collaborative projects signals competence and attentiveness without coercion. Probabilistic awareness enhances value. Understanding that engagement outcomes are not guaranteed allows you to act ethically and without pressure. And by observing responses, adapting to social cues, and responding thoughtfully, you increase the likelihood that your contributions will resonate with others. This probabilistic approach ensures that your value is effective while respecting autonomy. Consistency reinforces perceived value. Regular, reliable behavior communicates integrity and competence. People are more likely to be drawn to individuals who maintain steady contributions, composure, and engagement over time. Consistency reduces ambiguity, builds trust, and increases the probability of attraction without chasing or manipulation. Curiosity and learning complement value creation. Demonstrating interest in others' perspectives, experiences, and insights adds relational depth. Curiosity encourages engagement, while learning from interactions refines your approach and strengthens your probabilistic understanding of social dynamics. This balance between contribution and receptiveness fosters authentic attraction. Integration with previous principles amplifies the effect. Presence, confidence, non-verbal communication, emotional intelligence, curiosity, and boundaries all enhance the impact of value creation. When these elements align, your contributions become more compelling, and attraction arises naturally. People are drawn to those whose value is evident, consistent, and ethically applied. Practical application spans professional, social, and personal environments. In professional contexts, delivering thoughtful input, demonstrating reliability, and offering support signals, competence, and ethical influence. In social or personal settings, contributing insight, empathy, or presence creates meaningful engagement without chasing. Across all situations, the focus is on authentic enrichment rather than performance or persuasion. Reflection deepens effectiveness. After interactions, evaluate how your contributions were received, whether your presence enhanced engagement, and which actions probabilistically increased attraction. Reflective practice strengthens ethical application, hones insight, and increases the likelihood of future connection. Ultimately, creating value without effort is the cornerstone of natural attraction. It is not about coercion, performance, or overexertion. Instead, it is about cultivating skills, offering insight, modeling composure, and maintaining ethical presence. People are drawn to those who enrich their experience authentically and consistently, fostering connections that emerge organically and sustainably. When value creation is combined with presence, confidence, non-verbal mastery, emotional intelligence, curiosity, and boundaries, attraction occurs without chasing, pressure, or performance. Ethical, authentic, and probabilistic influence forms the foundation for meaningful, lasting relationships, or making your presence naturally magnetic. Chapter 8. The Strength of Patience and Timing. Attraction. Without chasing is less about immediate results and more about patience and timing. People are naturally drawn to those who do not rush, pressure, or force engagement. Instead, attraction grows when interactions occur at the right moment, allowing relationships to develop organically. Understanding timing and exercising patience enhances probabilistic influence while maintaining ethical integrity. The first principle is self-regulated patience. True patience is rooted in self-control and composure, not passivity or indifference. Individuals who remain calm, collected, and measured in their interactions create a sense of stability that others find attractive. Patience communicates that your presence is consistent and reliable, and increasing the likelihood of engagement without forcing it. Observing natural rhythms is essential. Every social environment has its own flow, and recognizing these patterns allows for timely engagement. For instance, approaching a conversation when someone is receptive rather than distracted improves the probability of meaningful interaction. Ethical timing respects others' attention and emotional state, fostering trust and mutual respect. Avoiding the urge to chase is central to patience. Our overeagerness can diminish perceived value and create pressure that drives people away. By maintaining composure and allowing others to approach, you convey self-assuredness and confidence. This approach probabilistically enhances attraction because people are drawn to individuals who balance availability with self-respect. Timing in conversation enhances clarity and receptiveness, allowing pauses, giving space to reflect, and waiting for appropriate moments to respond signals attentiveness and thoughtfulness. Rapid-fire responses or interruptive behavior may reduce engagement, while measured timing increases the likelihood that your contributions are appreciated and valued. Patience enhances emotional resonance. By observing reactions and allowing interactions to unfold naturally, you create opportunities for deeper connection. For example, Letting a discussion evolve without dominating ensures that others feel heard and understood, which increases the probability of meaningful engagement. Patience also reduces reactive behavior, reinforcing composure and reliability. Building anticipation ethically strengthens natural attraction. People often value interactions that are paced and considered rather than immediate or forced. By allowing moments of space between engagements, you increase curiosity and attention, probabilistically enhancing engagement without manipulation. Ethical anticipation relies on timing and presence rather than coercion or control. Integration with emotional intelligence amplifies the effect of timing. Recognizing emotional states, cues, and receptiveness informs decisions about when to speak, listen, or engage. This probabilistic approach ensures that your actions are aligned with the dynamics of the interaction, is increasing the likelihood of attraction while maintaining ethical boundaries. Consistency in patience reinforces credibility. Individuals who maintain calm and measured behavior over time signal reliability and maturity. Consistency communicates that your presence is stable and that engagement is not reactive or dependent on external validation. This steady approach attracts people who value composure and ethical influence. Energy management supports timing. Patience is easier to maintain when emotional energy is balanced. Overextension, frustration, or anxiety can compromise timing and reduce effectiveness. By regulating energy, you maintain clarity, composure, and ethical influence, probabilistically increasing the likelihood of natural engagement. Practical applications of patience and timing are found in professional, social, and personal contexts. In professional environments, allowing colleagues time to consider ideas before following up increases receptiveness. In social situations, observing moods and cues before initiating conversation fosters comfort and engagement. In personal relationships, timing responses to emotional or situational cues encourages trust and connection. Across all scenarios, patience supports ethical attraction without chasing. Reflective practice reinforces timing awareness. After interactions, consider how your patience influenced outcomes. Evaluate whether moments of pause, measured responses, and observation of cues probabilistically increased engagement. Reflection allows for iterative improvement, strengthening ethical application of patience in future interactions. Ultimately, patience and timing are pillars of natural attraction. People are drawn to individuals who balance availability with composure, respond thoughtfully, and allow connections to develop organically. But this approach reduces the need for pursuit, fosters trust, and increases the likelihood of meaningful engagement. When combined with presence, confidence, nonverbal mastery, emotional intelligence, curiosity, value creation, and boundaries, patience ensures that attraction occurs without chasing or pressure. Ethical, thoughtful, and probabilistic timing creates sustainable relationships, allowing connections to flourish naturally and consistently. Chapter 9. Cultivating an inspiring presence. Attraction without chasing relies heavily on the quality of your presence. Presence is more than physical proximity. It encompasses energy, focus, engagement, and the subtle signals you project. People are naturally drawn to individuals whose presence inspires curiosity, comfort, and respect. Cultivating an inspiring presence allows connections to emerge organically, enhancing probabilistic engagement while maintaining ethical integrity. The foundation of presence is self-awareness. Understanding your own thoughts, emotions, and intentions ensures that your interactions are grounded in authenticity rather than performance. Self-aware individuals are more likely to project consistent energy, communicate clearly, and maintain composure. This internal clarity creates a magnetic field of attention without demanding it, increasing the likelihood of meaningful connection. Calm composure enhances magnetism. People are drawn to those who maintain stability under pressure or during social complexity. Calmness signals reliability and emotional maturity, suggesting that engagement will be balanced and respectful. Composure does not mean passivity. It involves active awareness and regulation of reactions, allowing interactions to flow naturally. Engagement through active listening reinforces presence. When you listen attentively, respond thoughtfully, and reflect understanding, you communicate respect and value. This probabilistically encourages others to invest attention and energy into interaction. Active listening also provides insight into the needs, interests, and perspectives of others, which supports ethical and informed engagement. Energy and focus shape presence. Focused attention signals that you are fully engaged in the moment. Multitasking, distraction, or superficial attention reduces the quality of presence and diminishes attraction. And maintaining mental and emotional clarity ensures that your contributions are impactful and that your presence is felt authentically. Non-verbal reinforcement is integral to an inspiring presence. Posture, gestures, eye contact, and micro-expressions convey attentiveness and composure. Subtle, consistent non-verbal communication reinforces verbal messages and signals confidence and engagement. For instance, maintaining an open stance, steady eye contact, and calm gestures supports probabilistic perception of approachability and credibility. Authenticity amplifies presence. Genuine engagement is far more attractive than performative behavior. Being consistent with your values, expressing opinions thoughtfully, and responding without pretense strengthens credibility and encourages organic connection. Authentic presence fosters trust and increases the likelihood that others will gravitate toward you voluntarily. Balanced energy attracts naturally. Presence is often perceived as the energy one projects into a space. Balanced, steady energy conveys composure, clarity, and approachability, making others more likely to engage. Overly intense or erratic energy may overwhelm or repel, while subdued or disengaged energy reduces the probability of connection. Ethical energy management ensures your presence is inviting rather than coercive. Creating value within your presence strengthens magnetism. A presence is not passive. It carries the potential to inspire, inform, or enrich interactions. Sharing thoughtful insights, asking engaging questions, or providing considerate responses enhances probabilistic attraction while maintaining ethical standards. Value is communicated subtly through engagement, not forced or exaggerated display. Awareness of environmental and social context enhances presence. The dynamics of any space, professional, social, or personal, affect how your energy, gestures, and attention are perceived. Adjusting presence to match situational expectations without compromising authenticity allows ethical attraction to occur. Observing context probabilistically improves the likelihood that your presence resonates positively. Boundaries support a strong presence. People are drawn to those who are fully present without overextending themselves. Clear boundaries ensure that your engagement is intentional, maintaining focus and energy. By balancing attention with limits, you project confidence, composure, and self-respect, increasing probabilistic attraction naturally. Patience and timing enhance presence. Allowing interactions to unfold without rushing or forcing outcomes strengthens the perception of composure and reliability. Timing contributions appropriately and avoiding over-persistence creates an environment where engagement is sought voluntarily rather than demanded. Ethical timing allows your presence to communicate value without chasing attention. Reflective practice improves presence. After interactions, consider how your energy, focus, and engagement influenced outcomes. Evaluate which behaviors encouraged interaction and which may have reduced receptivity. Reflection strengthens probabilistic insight, reinforces ethical engagement, and supports continuous improvement in cultivating an inspiring presence. Ultimately, An inspiring presence is a convergence of clarity, composure, authenticity, and attentiveness. Our people are drawn not to forceful effort or performance, but to the natural magnetism of individuals who engage meaningfully, maintain ethical boundaries, and project steady energy. Presence integrates all previously discussed principles: confidence, non-verbal communication, emotional intelligence, curiosity, value creation, boundaries, and patience, creating a cohesive, magnetic effect. By cultivating inspiring presence, you allow connections to form without chasing, pressure, or coercion. Our ethical, authentic, and probabilistic influence creates relationships that emerge naturally and sustainably, increasing the likelihood of meaningful, long-lasting engagement. Presence is the invisible thread that ties together all forms of attraction, turning your energy, composure, and clarity into a quiet but powerful magnet. Chapter 10. Sustaining Connections. Ethically and naturally. Attraction without chasing is only meaningful when connections are sustained ethically. Drawing people toward you is one part of the process. Maintaining engagement, mutual respect, and trust ensures that relationships endure over time. Ethical sustainability involves consistent presence, attentive communication, and responsible interaction, creating environments where connections grow organically. Consistency builds reliability. People are drawn to individuals who demonstrate steady behavior over time. Consistency signals trustworthiness and predictability, and increasing the probability that others will invest energy into engagement. This does not mean rigidity. It means aligning actions with values, maintaining composure, and responding in ways that are reliable without being controlling. Continued self-improvement supports long-term attraction. Sustaining connections requires growth, not for performance, but to remain engaged, informed, and present. Learning new skills, refining communication, and expanding awareness enhance both your own fulfillment and the quality of your interactions. Individuals are drawn to people who demonstrate thoughtful development and ethical competence, reinforcing natural attraction over time. Attentive communication reinforces trust. Listening carefully, observing probabilistic cues, and responding thoughtfully sustains engagement. Over time, patterns in conversation allow you to adjust communication style ethically, ensuring that interactions remain meaningful. Attentive communication is a signal of respect and care, not manipulation, which strengthens connection without chasing. Ethical reciprocity enhances mutual investment. Engaging in ways that provide value while remaining aware of others' contributions ensures balanced interaction. Reciprocity is not transactional or obligatory. It is a natural exchange of attention, support, and insight that reinforces relational strength. For example, responding to thoughtful communication with equal attentiveness signals respect and encourages voluntary engagement. Boundaries maintain long-term stability. Even as relationships develop, boundaries remain essential. Clear, consistent limits protect emotional energy, prevent overextension, and reinforce self-respect. Ethical boundaries communicate that your presence is reliable and intentional, encouraging others to engage without fear of overcommitment or imbalance. Some boundaries also increase probabilistic attraction because they convey integrity and maturity. Patience remains critical. Long-term connection is strengthened when interactions are paced thoughtfully. Rushing engagement, overloading attention, or demanding immediate responses diminishes connection and can reduce natural attraction. Exercising patience allows trust to deepen organically, probabilistically increasing the likelihood of sustained engagement while respecting autonomy. And continued curiosity fosters growth and relevance. Maintaining interest in others' experiences, perspectives, and evolving ideas ensures that interactions remain engaging. Curiosity encourages ongoing dialogue, mutual respect, and connection. By asking thoughtful questions and listening attentively over time, you sustain the magnetism that initially attracted engagement without pursuing it. Non-verbal reinforcement evolves with time. Presence, posture, eye contact, and energy remain important in sustaining attraction. Subtle adjustments to non-verbal cues ensure that your engagement continues to be perceived positively. For example, demonstrating attentive body language during discussions signals ongoing interest and respect, reinforcing probabilistic engagement. Emotional intelligence strengthens long-term connection. Self-awareness, empathy, and regulation enable you to navigate conflicts, misunderstandings, and evolving social dynamics without chasing or coercion. Recognizing emotional shifts and responding ethically enhances trust and deepens engagement. Emotional intelligence ensures that your presence remains steady and supportive, even in complex situations. Integration of principles sustains influence naturally. Presence, confidence, nonverbal mastery, curiosity, value creation, boundaries, patience, timing all contribute to sustained attraction. When these elements are consistently applied, connections evolve into stable, meaningful relationships. Individuals are drawn not to performance, pressure, or effortful pursuit, but to the steady, authentic alignment of behavior, energy, and ethical engagement. Reflection and adjustment maintain alignment. After ongoing interactions, reflecting on responses, outcomes, and cues allows for iterative improvement. Adjustments based on observed patterns increase the probability of continued positive engagement while preserving ethical integrity. Reflection supports long-term growth and ensures that your approach remains adaptive and authentic. Ethical influence enhances longevity. Sustained attraction is reinforced when individuals feel respected, understood, and valued. Ethical influence, communicating clearly, demonstrating competence, and responding thoughtfully, creates an environment where engagement is desired rather than demanded. Over time, this approach strengthens mutual trust, collaboration, and connection without chasing or overreach. Practical application across contexts includes professional, social, and personal domains. In professional environments, sustaining connection through consistent reliability, attentiveness, and ethical collaboration enhances credibility and influence. In social or personal contexts, maintaining curiosity, value, and presence ensures relationships develop organically. Across all scenarios, the focus is on ethical continuity, not effortful pursuit. Ultimately, sustaining connections ethically is the final step in attraction without chasing. By combining consistency, presence, emotional intelligence, curiosity, value creation, boundaries, patience, and timing, you create relationships that endure naturally. People are drawn to those who communicate clearly, act reliably, and engage authentically, fostering engagement without pressure or coercion. Sustainable attraction is a holistic process, integrating all learned skills into a coherent framework. It relies on ethical engagement, reflective awareness, and probabilistic understanding rather than manipulation, certainty, or force. By mastering this approach, you not only attract people naturally, but also cultivate relationships that are meaningful, mutually enriching, and enduring. When practiced thoughtfully, the principles of attraction without chasing become part of your everyday presence. Connections develop organically, trust deepens over time, and relationships flourish. People are drawn to the steady, authentic, and ethically grounded energy you project, making your interactions both magnetic and sustainable.